Alright guys, today we're doing Omega's favorite video. We're talking about weenies. You guys hear me talk about weenies all the time, and I think a lot of people are confused as to what weenies are. It's real simple. It's an old magic term, kind of, started with a crash. Okay, it's a magic term. A weenie is a commander or a troop that's like an army that's just there to lose on purpose. They're there to take a big hit, or they're there to take a gamble you're not sure about. And the problem is that later on, the longer you play this game, the higher your commander levels gets, the more expensive it becomes to heal them. It takes longer to heal them, so you got to pay more gold to heal them. You can't speed it up any other way than the space buffs and VIP. And even then, at level 60, it's a 5-hour heal. So I've still got 530 gold I got to pay, or 4 hours and 45 minutes until Robin becomes available. While Yuri is level 12 and he takes 5 minutes to heal, or like 10 gold. No problem. So I keep Yuri really low level. I picked him up when I was switching from Magiwell to Nixaw. I said, oh, I'll stop and get Voltar so I could pick up another commander. And then once I was done picking up Yuri, I dumped him 6 weeks later. I dumped the faction, and then I picked up Nixaw, and I got Stella next. Along the way, I picked up Yuri, though, and Yuri is never, none of the faction commanders are ever used in the weekly quests. The weekly faction quests here that you should do every week, all 100 of them. You need to get your commanders to max level and 1,000 leadership and your tier 5, 6, or 7, and do the weekly faction quest. If you can't do it and it starts costing too much gold, then just keep getting stronger, bide your time. Try to at least do the 80 so you can get the chests. And yeah, important to do that. But these quests require, each time you complete one, it says, here's a new quest. You got to make Stella go kill us. No, I'm sorry, you'll never have a faction commander. Have Golem go kill a 6 monster, or have Kid. For the most part, it's all the C and D commanders. Occasionally you get a B, and unfortunately sometimes you get an A commander. But they never give you a commander that you haven't been exposed to, not in my experience. So if you've had a release Galileo event, but you didn't get him, he may show up in a faction quest. So anyway, you can skip those, and if you're worried about leveling up your faction, it might be worth the gold to skip it for you. But anyway, the faction commanders are the best because they aren't required in those missions, and you can keep them at low levels. If one of your faction quests said, kill a 14 monster with one of the faction commanders, they'd be max level instantly, and they would take too long to heal. Okay, going back to what a weenie is, we use weenies as garrison fighters. Like if you want to go to a capital and you don't want to risk your whole army because you don't know what they're going to send, you just send a weenie. Send a level 1 or level 5 commander and put some generic gear on them. Dodge gear and accuracy gear is best because you're either going to fight against another weenie or you're going to get one-shot by an actual army. And if you do fight someone else's weenie, because once people start seeing you use this tactic, they're going to start using it, because if someone's defending a base or a capital and you attack into it, they lose first strike if they attack your weenie. If they fight your weenie and they win, awesome. The next time you go attack into that capital where their army's still there, you get first strike even though you're the attacker. So a weenie army can take away first strike from your opponent. And a lot of people like to play big commanders like Golem, who will have a massive 1-strike potential with their awakening and a high tier. So you got to be careful going into that. But if your army is capable of getting one shot by a Golem, you probably shouldn't be attacking into him anyway. Anyway. That being said, they're useful. They take away first strike. They come back to you. They instantly heal. You don't need to level up their skills. I put 500-something leadership on Yuri just because I was using him so much in Galactic and Capital battles that he would fight other weenies, and I just wanted him to win. So he would stay there longer and get me more space dust. So that's why I leveled him up. And I mean, it's at 500 leadership, it's like 80% success rate. And on a Monday, if you're trying to compete in the leadership event, you can throw some magazines his way, no big deal. Frankly, you could take him to 1,000 leadership, to 40% if you want, 900 leadership, whatever. The only problem with that is you are going to win a few more fights over time. I've had him like this for 3 months. He's still level 12 after 3 months. Fighting with Rangers, if you only kill Rangers, it's really hard to level up. So even if he gets to 20, it's still reasonable to heal him with gold. I think it's like 20 or 30 gold to heal him with that much. It's just way faster than having to wait 4 or 5 hours like you normally would with a level 60 commander. So anyway, everyone should get a weenie. At least 2. In Galactic battles, I use them all the time. One other great use for him is, especially on our server, if you don't want to scout somebody and warn them you're coming, it's okay to park right next to them, get your marching speed on, and send 2 armies. Send the weenie first and the main army after. And send it about 8 seconds apart. So when the first weenie army hits, you can check your mail real fast, and if you run into a big army, you can recall the other army. It might be a trap. That way you can send a dummy army first to just take the hit to figure out if they're even garrisoned. So anyway, that's what weenies are. Yeah, if you have any questions, put it in the comments below. If you have any other commanders you prefer for it. And if you're not sure how to get a weenie, just absorb one of your S-class and release 10. You'll get another commander out of it. Or if you're like me, I like to keep the tokens, so I can always have them on a whim. If I don't want to release all the 10, you know, I just quickly absorb one of my S-commanders and I got a new weenie. I'll just, you know, eventually pop one that whatever I absorbed, and I'll have a level 1 commander again. That's a perfect weenie. So anyway, if you were keeping count of the numbers of weenies I said, post it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Join our community if you want to join. If you want to represent your server, we have a line chat. We have a Discord. This community didn't exist 3 months ago, and this is the kind of game that really needs a community. I mean, when we started this game, there was no one making video, no one talking about it. There's a Wikipedia page for this game that hasn't been updated in a year. So we're making the efforts. Join the community. Type in the chat below. I'll respond to you. Thanks for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing your weenie.